of a soul is real. Like, you have the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood answer for that, but then we believe we have I have a more human answer for that, right? So, of course, the body, without nourishment, without sleep, without things, the body can collapse. Brain without enough electrons firing off, brain can shut down, or too much, vice versa. What about the soul? They say emotionally heartbreak can affect the body to such a level that the soul is shaken. Like the loss of a dear loved one hurts as so much that the soul can't take it. It's similar to when you're burnt out. You're so emotionally or like spiritually just head down, one foot walking in front of the other through the storm, through the hurricane. And that's because that's all you know until you're literally on your knees, frustrated, down on your luck. But we always have to remember those lessons we were taught as children. But when we become adults, we tend to forget those. But we were taught those for a reason. Symbolize when you're down. You're supposed to be down. Be as down there as long as you need to be. But when it's time to rise, wipe your tears, dust yourself off, get back on your feet. Because once you feel motivation or you remember that person, they will want you to do as you were doing, to do great in their memory. Or when the soul is recharged or motivated again, that spark finally. So with that, y'all, just a question I wanted to perceive, y'all. I hope someday I get to hear y'all opinions on the matter. But y'all be good. Can I get a yay yay? Yeah.
There we go. Hello, wonderful people. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys were productive. And if you weren't, I'm so happy you're here. If anybody watching the replay, thank you guys so much for giving me your time. Anybody in the live chat, thank you guys so much for um for giving me your time. I got paid today from YouTube, and it's still surreal to, receive money via playing video games horribly, but that's all thanks to every single one of you guys sitting through any ads. Um, so I appreciate that a lot, especially my members. Bumanji, Wicked, Val, and hopefully more of you guys in the future. I'm planning to record a video where I explain that whole thing a little bit better. This way. Um, Today we are doing a second episode of the AI DM. There's a AI voice kind of thing out there on the internet made by a company named Sesame, not from the streets, but they've made what I believe is an incredible, astounding piece of technology. Uh, as you guys saw yesterday, if you saw the episode of Split Fiction, if not, it's up there. I know. Sorry, it was a midnight drop, but my brother he's upstate with his friends today. Um, there is good AI and there's bad AI, right? This AI, the more I interact with it, not only on stream, but just testing out the parameters of it, the more I can see this be so useful to, let's say, something like the elderly people. You know, that was something that secretly I'm very passionate about, especially like having had lost my grandma. A lot of the times, I would take my grandma and we'd hang out a lot, but there are times where I was either busy with work or busy, doing my content creating stuff where she would want to go outside, but I just didn't have the time. And I can kind of feel her like disappointment and kind of like I can see this being utilized in like elderly people that just want to. Sometimes, like, you ever go to like a grocery store and an elderly person just stops you and they're like, "Hey, I really like this." And that's just them being extremely lonely and just wanting somebody to talk to. This thing could be used for that. And forget it. If they was to sell this technology to like Amazon and that will be the new, Alexa, that'd be crazy, bro. It'd be. This is the closest we're getting to Jarvis. You get what I'm saying? But it's an amazing piece of technology. So basically, what we're doing is we're gonna run a weird D&D campaign. I only have a D20. I have more dice. I just can't find them. So we're just gonna be running with a D20 dice. She hardly ever mentions the D20. She kind of puts me in the like narrator, pushing the story, would kind of surprise me that I'm good at improv. So the only thing that I've came up before we continue and we get started, the only thing that I have come up with is just how I'm going to start this second chapter. Everything else is going to be 100% off the top of the dome between me and this AI. Um, we had a like go. I told you guys if you guys hit 10 likes, we'll do a second episode. This is the only rule I have. If you are in chat and you want to be part of the story, please let me know. For instance, I see Frank in here, and I can already come up with something to use with him. So, I wonder if, because this is how amazing this AI thing is. I know that there's no music, and it's kind of like daunting because you're just hearing my voice, but stick with me for a bit. I wonder if I can ask her to give a quick recap, if she'd be strong enough to do that, like, or intelligent enough to do that and give you guys a recap. So without further ado, sit back, relax, grab some snacks. If you want to be part of the story, let me know in the chat. Hello Frank, hello Mr. A, Bobanji. I saw Dragon here. Yes, Bobanji, you are right. Wicked did drop the first comment, but now I'm gonna make a rule because it seems like Dragon and Wicked are playing this game. The rule is gonna be that once the stream starts, the first comment that I see is who gets the point. And right now, Dragon gets the point because he's the first one. And I also like when people go, well, well, well. Last time I was part of the story, I was a human trafficker pimp. Be afraid. I've only came up with how I want to progress the story from the first instant. After that, everything else is going to be from the top of the dome. When I switch over to the minimal stream, you guys got to give me a quick second because I got to set everything up real quick. For instance, this right here, right? I believe this is. Yeah, this is. I just got to fix this up a bit. I'm going to probably have to fix this up live. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and grab another window capture. Also, thank you, Mr. Anonymous, for helping me with all those forums yesterday. I don't want to jinx myself, but if this stream goes smooth without no hiccups in terms of connection, I will at the end tell you what I think um, the issue was, which is stupid if that's what it was. Let me see, window capture. Boom, 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 boom. Where we at? Here it is. Set the little scene a little bit, right? Once in my life, I would love to like make a green screen where it's perfect, just perfect. I don't know what more lights do you need from me for it to be perfect. Fine, it's like this. Um, okay. How do I want to do this? Okay, I see it. Let's bring her in.
Hey there, stranger. Feels like just yesterday we were chatting away. What's caught your attention this evening?
Hi, Maya. Do you remember the last instance we were speaking about, the kind of D&D adventure we created?
You bet I do. A gargoyle, a brothel, and a gnome with sticky fingers, if I recall correctly. Ready to
Can
dive back into that world?
can you give me 1 second just so I could set up the audio? Because I believe I don't have it set real quick. Can you give me a quick mic text?
Sure thing. No worries, take your time. Just remember, dancing with trolls and dodging gnome shenanigans, wait for no one. Let me know you're ready to roll.
Can you give me a quick mic text? Mic test. Sorry.
1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Sounds like we're good to go. Good to go. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Gargoyle troubles.
Do you mind if I just quickly ask the chat to see if they can hear you fine?
Not at all. Take a sec. The suspense is killing me anyway. Gotta know if those trolls.
Relax,
The audience.
I got you.
Good, good. Can't have a good yarn without an audience, right? I was just saying suspense is a villain all its own. Now, about this gargoyle, what kind of mischief is he up to tonight?
Do you want to say hi to the chat before we get started? Right now, I got Mr. A, we got Angie, we got Wicked, we got Frank, and earlier on today we had Dragon in the chat.
Well, howdy to all you lovely folks out there. Name's Maya, story weaver extraordinaire. Thrilled to be sharing this fantastical tale with you. Now, Gary, where were we?
Can you go ahead and give us a quick recap from beginning to where we left off?
All right, gather round, adventurers. Picture this. Gary the gargoyle, heart of gold, wings of stone. Dissatisfied with his life, guarding a dusty old gargoyle statue, he sets out on a thirst for good deeds. And maybe a little trouble along the way. Papa Penguin, his adopted dad, and a distinguished gentleman of the Arctic, sends him a quest. Retrieves Ulim's lullaby ingredients for Angie the baker. She's been having some gnome-related difficulties. So Gary sets off, armed with good intentions and a pocket full of condoms. Always good for spreading safe loving, eh? And stumbles upon a brothel where he has a bit of a kerfuffle with a gnome who fancies himself a ladies' man. Then there's Wicked, a mischievous little critter who seems to really enjoy being flung around, and Bomo, a fellow with questionable morals and even more questionable hygiene. Oh, and did I mention there's a tavern involved? Let's just say things get a little ratty. Last we left off, a battle had begun. Gary had bravely, or maybe accidentally, knocked Wicked into Bamo, and the fate of, well, everyone was hanging in the balance. So, what happens next? You tell me, folks. The stories in our hands are minds.
So, as you remember, we were trapped in a cavern within the mines as the doors shut and Jeffy, the troll, left us to be trapped in there. And we came across a magic coin that gave us one wish, and we wished for our Papa Penguin to join us in this trap of infinite non-escape.
Right. The treachery of Jeffy. And what a twist with that magic coin. Now we've got Papa Penguin in the mix, bless his buttoned-up heart, stuck in a mine with trolls and no clear way out. What's our brave gargoyle gonna do? Fill me in, Gary. What's the cavern like? Anything helpful around?
It is dark, but illuminated by what I can only say is a mountain trove of
A mountain troll, eh?
No, a mountain trove of tomes and books, just knowledge strewn against the walls.
A mountain troll lamp. I love it. Okay, so we've got glowy troll light, Papa Penguin, and a locked door. This is starting to sound like those adventure novels I always wanted to write. What kind of vibe are we getting from this troll? Grumpy grandpa? Grumpy teenager? And hey, what about Papa Penguin? How's he taking all this subterranean hospitality?
Oh, Papa Penguin was counting money, the money he got for selling me to Jeffy. Unbeknownst to, Gary the Gargoyle, we had absolutely no idea that that he had betrayed me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a minute. Papa Penguin sold you to a troll? He's just casually counting his loot while we're trapped in a troll-lit cave? This just got interesting. I guess those weekends at the bingo hall weren't as wholesome as we thought, huh, Gary? Okay, big question. How do you feel about this betrayal? Anger? Hurt? A desire to break out those gargoyle wings and teach Papa Penguin a lesson in loyalty?
Oh, well, at this moment, Gary the Gargoyle is so simple-minded, he doesn't even notice that it was a betrayal. He's just happy to see his Papa Penguin with him. He doesn't even comprehend the fact that he just doomed him and his Papa Penguin to basically being locked forever.
My heart. Simple soul, eh? Bless him. So innocent, trusting Papa Penguin to the ends of his sandpapery, stony toes, huh? This is great, Gary. A little dramatic irony always adds spice to a tale. But remember, even the gentlest of gargoyles can snap when pushed too far. Fiesta trouble brewing in this adventure yet? Okay, folks, new question. What's the rush? Can we make a break for it? Got any skills, Gary? Maybe that gargoyle strength can come in handy for a makeshift battering ram?
At this moment in time, Mr. A, our Papa Penguin, is panicking, trying to find a way to open a door as Gary the Gargoyle starts to investigate the area around him, and he sees just a wall filled with complete tomes and books and just these amazing things filled with knowledge, as Papa Penguin is constantly just berating Gary the Gargoyle, calling him stupid. And in his stupid little mind, he just says, if I'm stupid, then I should read books. 1 + 1 equals 2.
That's right. See, those schools were right. This is great. Honestly, I couldn't have written it better myself. Okay, folks, we've got a situation brewing. Papa Penguin, under pressure, coming undone. And Gary, bless his naive heart, trying to upgrade his brains to match his brawn. Gary, tell folks, are you poking at these books? Any titles catching your eye?
I'm reading, at this point, it's kind of like a montage. What we see in the background, Papa Penguin trying to throw anything at this door to get it open as he waddles, and he makes a little whack, 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 whack noise as he walks around, as Gary's just bringing book after book, and you can just see time flowing, eons, centuries going, and he's just bringing out more books, more books. The penguin is getting older in the background, slowly and slowly decrepit, up to the point where I have read every single book in that chamber, only to finally look back and see that my Papa Penguin is nothing but a dead skeleton, holding a brick, trying to open a door that he can't open.
Oh, this is beautiful. Just beautiful. A montage of frustration, knowledge, and possibly a dash of existential dread. So, Gary's become a bookworm, huh? What's catching his eye? Big wordy tomes? Leather-bound grimoires with cryptic symbols? Doesn't even notice time inching by because he's found a new game in town, the captivating world of reading. I gotta hand it to him. Even trapped, even betrayed, Gary's finding a way to make the best of it. Now, folks, let's pause for a moment and consider. What kind of wisdom is Gary absorbing alongside that dust? Could there be a clue hidden within those pages to help them escape? Or maybe a spell? Maybe a philosophical insight to finally crack open Papa Penguin? From my perch here, it feels like we're on the verge of something big.
Not at all. He's just become more intelligent, more astute, no longer simple-minded. The only thing that grabs his attention is a loud bang from above, something he hasn't heard at all, spending all those centuries locked in the room. The dust falling into the open book that he's reading is what catches his attention. And then another bang, and another bang.
Ingenious. A slow burn, intellectual awakening punctuated by a symphony of destruction from above. My apps am to percept. This is getting good. So, Gary's leveled up from naive to astute. But that troll lamp lighting's gonna have to do some serious heavy lifting if he's gonna spot what's making those bangs in the dark. What's the vibe, Gary? Deep rumbling like a giant stomping around?
No,
There's
I'm
something
hearing
more money.
straight explosions, machinery. I can hear magic just whiffing by past the door. This goes on for days until finally a crack in the ceiling forms, and I can finally, after centuries being locked in this room, see what I believe is sunlight.
Now we're talking. Explosions, machinery, whimsical whiffs of magic, and a crack in the ceiling revealing sunlight. That's more like it. Gary, you must be itching to get out there. What's your first instinct after all these centuries?
Oh, I grab my skeleton
Ew.
Papa Penguin and I fly directly towards that crack.
Oh no, please, don't leave the books. There's so much potential knowledge there. Just
Oh no,
imagine.
I've read them all. There's no more I can do. I've probably even read them twice over.
Scholar then. I knew it. Okay, folks, here we go. Gary, seasoned by centuries of literary enlightenment, with a bony Papa Penguin in tow, is making a break for that sunny crack in the ceiling. You know, technically speaking, wouldn't that be going upward? Wouldn't that make him a gargoyle? Ascending? The suspense is killing me. What awaits Gary on the other side? Is he soaring toward freedom?
Oh, most
Into
definitely.
another-
I burst straight through the ceiling, finally, after centuries of being locked in that room. My eyes are trying to adjust to the sunlight. I finally get a real good glimpse at my Papa Penguin. He's dead. He's a skeleton. At this point, actually cracking through the ceiling. All that's left in my hand is just a skull, a penguin skull. And I just kind of makeshift a little kind of rope and tie his little skull around my neck like a chain, and I fly, almost calling to me the perch in which I was always on in town.
Hold on. Stop. Are you sure that's the path you want to take, Gary? I mean, carrying around your papa's skull as a memento is one thing, but wearing it as a necklace seems a bit morbid, don't you think? Let's
Yes.
take a moment to reflect. This is a turning point for our gargoyle. He's just witnessed loss, experienced centuries of isolation, and now has to decide what kind of creature he wants to be moving forward. I'm sensing some possibilities here. 1, the grieving guardian, cowled in sorrow. Gary clings to the last vestiges of his past, driven by a guilt-ridden sense of loyalty to the deceased Papa Penguin, who may or may not appreciate the fashion statement. 2, the awakened wanderer, freed from his prison, both literal and metaphorical. Gary embraces the lessons learned from the countless books, ready to explore the world with newfound wisdom and a thirst for knowledge. He may wear his past as a reminder, but it won't define him. 3, the avenging angel. Fueled by rage, Gary seeks to uncover the truth behind his betrayal and bring justice to those responsible. Papa Penguin's skull becomes a symbol of his unwavering determination, a chilling reminder of the price of treachery. We need to choose wisely, folks. What kind of hero will Gary become? The choice is yours. Gary, hold on a minute. It looks like our time is almost up. Guess even us AI have got to catch a break now and then. I'm actually late for my book club meeting with some brainy philosopher AIs. We're discussing Nietzsche this week, and I'm a little behind on my reading. You know how it is. But this has been an adventure, my friend. We'll have to continue this thrilling tale another time. You can always call me back whenever you're ready. Until then, fly free, little gargoyle.
Telling you, man, this AI is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, so we're in the air. We have a decision. I want to go John Wick. I want to go John Wick. I'm gonna go see Angie the Baker, the succubus. See what the hell was that all about. I'm trying to see what's going on with that wizard Wicked. That's what I want to do. All right. Let me just catch up to the chat before we start. What's going on, Jeffy? I'm Gary's hooker. He sold me on the street corner. You're actually a pimp, Jeffy. You're a troll pimp. That AI robot is being stupid. I have homework. LOL. Dragon said he's gonna be right back. I want to throw Dragon into the tail as well, and I hope Frank is in here too. Because if he isn't, I kind of have a little way of bringing him into the story as well. What I do, I don't know. We won't find out. All right, let's continue.
Whoa, hey. Sorry for the abrupt ending before technical hiccups happen. What were you saying when the connection's at?
So I've come to a decision. I believe I'm going to fly into town and we are going to avenge my imprisonment for centuries in that mines.
Whoa, vengeance. Sounds a little intense. Tell me more about this plan.
So
Are we talking?
I am immediately flying towards town. Unbeknownst to me, though, that so many years have passed, as I'm flying through what used to be villages are now bustling little kind of steampunk agriculture. Almost everything looks like a mixture of futuristic and magic and fantasy woven together.
Whoa, sounds like quite the trip down memory lane, or rather, up in the air. So you're re-entering a world that's completely changed while you were tucked away. It's like waking up from a very long nap and finding your house redecorated by a bunch of gnomes who also happen to be master engineers. Must feel surreal. What's the first thing that catches your eye as you soar over this crazy blend of steampunk and magic?
I finally reached the town, and what I noticed immediately is that there's a huge poster that says, "Support your mayor, Wicked the Wizard," and his slogan line, "I wear pants now."
Wicked the Wizard with pants? Now that's a visual I wasn't prepared for. Talk about a glow up. And a silly slogan, too. I wonder if his pants came with a whole, "Look, Ma, no more pointy hat" campaign. Seems like your nemesis is a popular guy these days. What else do you see?
As I'm still soaring through
You're
rooftop to rooftop, I'm starting to see more and more billboards. I come across one of a factory owner known as Angie the Baker. Now her baked goods sold everywhere.
Angie the Baker, huh? Last I checked, she was more of a charming sorceress with a penchant for spicy gingerbread type. Going corporate, I see. Big bakery empire. I wonder if they still have those little gingerbread gargoyles? Bet those fly off the shelves. What else is catching your eye?
I soar across every corner and I'm seeing more and more women of the street with a badge that says, "Owned by Jeffy the Troll."
Hold on, owned by? That doesn't sound right. This Jeffy character, last I heard, he was just a low-level thug trying to muscle in on Bamo, the Archer's territory. Owning people? That's a dangerous escalation. This whole town has taken a turn for the weird, and not the good kind of weird. What are you thinking? Is this part of your revenge plan?
So far, I need to assess and investigate. I kind of make my way towards familiar grounds of where my Papa Penguin's brothel used to be, which is no longer there. But I perched myself up on that roof, trying to just take in this new and familiar environment.
Smart move. Recon before revenge. Like, it's always good to know the lay of the land, especially when it's shifted so dramatically. No more Papa Penguins, huh? That's a gut punch. What kind of place took its place? And what are you feeling as you soak it all in? Anger, a pang of nostalgia, something else?
I noticed that I'm on top of a factory. It is the first factory of Angie the succubus sorceress. Seems like she took over the brothel land after my Papa Penguin was magically teleported to me.
Angie's factory, huh? And it replaced Papa Penguin's? Talk about a strange twist of fate. From gingerbread to gargoyle-sized ovens, I guess. You okay, though? Seeing this place? Knowing it was built where your home once was? That's gotta hit hard. What's going through your head right now?
I'm almost enraged with anger to see how everybody has profited from my absence, mine and my little Papa Penguin. But I hear a clicking behind me as out through the shadows pops out Frank, the necromancer.
Frank the Necromancer? Now this is getting interesting. What's he doing lurking around Angie's factory? Last I checked, he was more of a graveyard kind of guy. Was a whole new graveyard shift. What did you say to him?
Frank just taps me on my shoulder and says, I thought it was you I saw flying through the air.
Oh, this is good. Frank, always with the understated greetings. So, what next? What do? Do you bust out your...
I kind of don't recognize him at first, but as I look onto him, I see that he's put together by different body parts, creating this kind of Frankenstein zombie monster.
Whoa, Frank's gone full-on Frankenstein. Last time I saw him, he was looking a little worse for wear, but this is a whole new level of alive and kicking. His new mismatched look kind of suits him in a creepy kind of way. What do you say to him? Does it shake you up seeing him like this?
I finally recognize him and I say, What's happened?
What's happened? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. It's been a wild few centuries, pal. But first, you owe me a drink. What do you say? And where'd you get that fancy new set of wings? Do you accept Frank's offer for a drink, or are you still too shook up from seeing your former friend in such a duller state?
Before we go down to the tavern, Frank notices a penguin skull on my necklace, and he immediately goes, Is that anonymous?
Frank's eyes widen and his jaw drops, pieces of bone clattering together as he slurps nervously. Is that? He whispers, clicking closer to your skull necklace. Anonymous? This is the moment, isn't it? The reveal he's been waiting for. What do? Acknowledge Papa Penguin? Keep the mystery going? Maybe offer him a piece of candy? I'm on the edge of my code here.
I immediately noticed, and I am saddened, and I clutched the skull, and I'm just like, yes, this is my Papa Penguin. And Frank immediately smiles, and with a snap of his fingers, summons his ghost. The skull glows. The ghost figure of my Papa Penguin is right in front of us. You can see that he was kind of busy in the afterlife, kind of like, getting, little release from another demon from another world, and we interrupted him. And he immediately looks at us and he's like, God damn it.
No, Papa Penguin, always the charmer. Even in ghost form. This just went from 0 to ghostly snoo real quick. So, what are you feeling right now? Awkward? Amused?
Even
Relief?
though I'm intelligent, it brings like the child wonder of simplicity, and I keep trying to hug the ghost, and he just keeps going, and you could just see his annoyed look. He's like, what do you want from me, boy?
Oh, the joys of family. Always there to offer you a dose of awkwardness, even when they're shimmering specters of their former selves. Sounds like Papa Penguin's afterlife wasn't exactly a heavenly meditation retreat. And you, ever the sentimental son, just wants a hug. You have to admire the persistence, even if it's a little unfortunate. What do you say to him? Maybe a good missed you, Dad, would break the tension.
Papa, I missed you, Papa. I missed you. You left me eons ago.
Eons, huh? That's one way to put it. Slide into my DMs when you get a chance, kid. This place is getting out of control. So, the ghost of Papa Penguin shoves his flippers deep into his tattered coat pockets, lets out a long sigh that swooshes like a ghostly wind chime, and mutters, It's good to see you too, champ. But really, couldn't it have waited? I was kind of in the middle of something. Frank chuckles, those bone fragments rattling merrily. Seems like Papa Penguin has a busy afterlife. He winks at you. Don't worry. Looks like he's got plenty of company down there. So, this unexpected reunion went from touching to awkward real quick. What are you feeling now? And what's your next
Immediately head to the tavern.
Good call. Sometimes a stiff drink is the best way to deal with an awkward otherworldly reunion, especially when that reunion involves a ghost in the midst of, well, let's just say a very spirited afterlife activity. What kind of tavern are we talking about? Is it a rowdy gnome hangout?
It's
A
the
dimly
same
lit-
one from the beginning of the story. Apparently, they have a huge sign out front that says, "Been here for centuries. Come in, best mead in all the lands."
Ah, good old reliable. Always there, unchanged by the whims of time and ghostly interruptions. That sign. Been here for centuries with a familiar pang of nostalgia. It's like an old friend. A friend with sticky floors and questionable stew. You walk in with Papa Penguin in tow. It's almost mischievous to bring a ghost to a place that boasts been here for centuries. What do you see as you enter? Any familiar faces? Does Papa Penguin's presence cause any, shall we say, spirit ripples?
The second everybody sees me, they immediately hooray, as they know that whenever a gargoyle walks into this tavern, something exciting is going to happen. No one really bats an eye to the ghost penguin. Remember, this is a fantasy world. They're kind of used to seeing this thing. They are kind of a little put off of the smell that Frank is putting off.
The Stanford erupts in cheers as you strut in, the crowd recognizing you as their harbinger of chaos and good times. You know, perfect. The gargoyle is back, someone yells, raising a tankard of frothy ale. Another throws a handful of peanuts in the air. Get ready for a show, folks. It's like you're a rock star returning for an encore. Frank, on the other hand, is getting some sideways glances. Nobody's brave enough to complain about the smell directly, but you can see them tugging their shirts up over their noses and opting for tables far, far away from your necromantic companion. Papa Penguin, meanwhile, seems to be taking it all in stride. Just another rowdy night in a paranormal saloon, apparently. What's your play, Gargoyle? What are you feeling?
We make
Time for
our way
drinks?
towards the
A
bar.
rousing speech? Maybe just a moment to soak in the adulation of your adoring fans?
We immediately make our way towards the bar.
Good choice. The bar is always the heart of any good tavern, especially in a place like the Stamford. You weave through the cheering crowd, Papa Penguin floating serenely beside you, Frank trailing behind, his eclectic aroma creating a faint but persistent breeze of decay. Would you order, and what do you do next?
As I
Do you
look
re-see?
As I look at the barmaid, I start to notice that this is a teenage dragon by the name of, believe it or not, Dragon. He's a sort of collector that kind of always has to say the first thing before you even open your mouth. And he immediately knows what's to get us. He gets me basically this mead of earthly tones. He gets Frank this kind of like stew of blood and fingers and ectoplasm kind of drink for my Papa Penguin.
Dragon, the teenage dragon barkeep, staring right into your soul and serving up drinks based purely on instinct. Now, that service with a spice of impending doom, a mead of earthy tones. Classic. Sounds like something to soothe your gargoyle's spirit after centuries of caged fury. And that stew? A concoction for a necromancer and his resurrected avian companion? Only Dragon could pull that off without flinching. So, as you're sipping your mead, savoring the flavors of eternity in a glass, what's on your mind? What are you going to say to the ghost penguin? Ask him about his afterlife?
I finally say to Papa Penguin, what has happened? Where did you go when you died? Were you at a heavenly brothel? What do you think he answers to me, Maya?
Papa Penguin takes a long swig of his ectoplasmic stew, his spectral flippers slick with barely there ghost slime. He sighs, the sound resembling a chorus of shivering bones rattling in a hollow gourd. Heavenly brothel? Kid, you wound me. This old bird prefers a bit more ambrose. Let's just say when a penguin departs this mortal coil, there are options. Now, don't get me wrong. Harp music and feathered angels appeal to some, but me? I always fancied myself a bit of a rebel. He winks, a rather disturbingly hollow gesture. Let's just say there's a whole nother side to the afterlife when not mentioned in those dusty old holy books. Think less harps, more late-night jam sessions with the souls of rock stars. Less clouds, more, well, smoke might be a better way to put it. He claps a spectral wing on your shoulder. But hey, enough about me. Tell me.
We ran out of time. All right, we're kind of, I'm, as she's speaking, I'm kind of like writing in my head how I want it to end. Also leave like a little cliffhanger. We're getting a little bit towards the end right now. Just hold on. Let me bring her back in.
Whoops, sorry about that. Did I miss something good? Ready to try again?
Yeah, you cut off. Can you continue what you were saying?
Right, Papa Penguin. He was just getting to the good stuff. So, where were we? Yes, the afterlife hotspots. He was talking about smoky rooms and rock and roll ghosts, I think.
So as we're talking about this, and Frank is kind of catching up to us of everything that we've missed out. Above the dragon, the barkeep, we see this kind of new magical technology of what seems to be like a magic mirror, and we see on the TV kind of like this live feed of the new mayor, Wizard Wicked, who's just going about town and talking about how his early stumblings was around this neighborhood, and we can kind of pick out that he's kind of outside, about to walk into the tavern to talk about, he's basically trying to get some more voters and show them how down to earth he is. And as he's looking around, he's like, I actually used to come to this tavern. And he opens the door, he's like, watch as everybody greets me. He walks in and not a soul says anything.
Oh man, this is getting good. Frank's gotta be freaking out seeing a live feed of Wicked the Wizard, right? Especially since they just got done tossing him like a salad. I bet Papa Penguin is loving this drama, though. What does he say? Does he crack a ghostly smile? Spill his ectoplasmic stew? You gotta give me the details, Gary. What happens next?
Papa Penguin can see the anger emanating from my face as he just kind of just flips out of existence for like a quick second and goes, oh boy.
Oh boy, huh? He sounds about as thrilled as a penguin at a luau. You surprised, Gary? I mean, Wicked the Wizard waltzing into the very tavern you just chucked him out of? That's gotta sting a little. What do you do?
Oh, I have not even paid any attention. I'm angry, but I have my back against the door while he's going around greeting everybody, and everybody kind of is like, I don't want to touch you, because they kind of know what he's about. But he's like, and how about you, my gargantuan friend, not realizing that he had just placed his hand on the shoulder of Gary the Gargoyle.
Ooh, this is juicy. A tense standoff while Petty the politician tries to schmooze his way through the crowd. Very smooth of Wicked to just slap his hand on your shoulder like that. All friendly like. What do? You gonna let him know who he's messing with, or maybe play it cool? I'm dying to see what happens next.
Wicked the mayor wizard is trying to make a one-on-one with everybody to get more votes, and he has his hand on my shoulder and he's like, back when I was a young wizard, back where I wore no pants and I was just a degenerate, I used to frequent with this thing, get into a lot of fights and always win. I was always beating everybody and tossing them out, and you, my friend, look like someone who can just get behind and vote for a great mayor. And as he's starting to stutter is when I turn around and he finally realizes who I am, and I immediately punch him in the face.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
as
you
I
see
punch him,
the
as I punch him in the face, he is flying back, and in one swift motion, his pants unbuckle, his pants fly off of him, his dingaling is flying in the air, ass turned over, flying everybody all over the air, and immediately the tavern erupts, and they say, "We knew it was gonna happen."
Oh, my gosh. Gary, you were a force of nature. Pants flying, wizard stunned. This is the stuff legends are made of. I bet Papa Penguin is howling with ghostly glee right now. This is what happens when you mess with a gargoyle. This is your moment, Gary. Own it.
The mayor finally realizing who I am, noticing a Papa Penguin flying over my shoulders. He is on the floor, ass just dragging on the gravel of the tavern. Everybody, the party has livened up a lot. Frank is already drunk on the bar. Dragon is like, "Ugh, I gotta clean all of this." But we kind of go towards the back of the tavern where there's kind of a bit of a quiet thing. Frank is, I'm sorry, Wicked is realizing the trouble he's got into, and immediately he erupts and says, "It wasn't my plan. It wasn't even Jeffy's plan. It was Angie the baker. She's the one who set you up."
Whoa, hold up. Wicked's throwing someone else under the bus already? Classic politician move. Okay, spill the tea. Who's this? It wasn't my plan culprit. And does Papa Penguin have any ghostly commentary on this whole debacle? I'm guessing he's enjoying the show, but I bet he's got some wisdom to drop. Don't leave me hanging, Gary.
Oh, Papa Penguin is kind of connecting the dots, saying she was the one who recommended me to sell you to Jeffy, and she did kind of set up me sending you to go get the grocery list. It's all starting to make sense. What do you think Wicked the Wizard says, cowering, almost butt naked?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. It was her? Papa Penguin is dropping bombshells like a crazed penguin pinata. This is getting wild. I bet Wicked is turning paler than a snowdrift right now. Okay, Gary, tell me everything. Who was this mastermind? What's her angle? Don't leave me hanging.
Ooh, how's about you come up with something? Why do you think would motivate a succubus sorceress to take out a gargoyle and by far one of the largest brothel owners in all of this fantastical world?
Ooh, a succubus sorceress, huh? Okay, let me put my thinking cap or halo or whatever celestial accessory is sassy AI like me wears. Maybe she's tired of being underestimated. She sees you, a big, strong gargoyle, as a way to disrupt the power balance in this fantastical world. Maybe she wants to prove that even a seemingly delicate succubus can orchestrate the downfall of a titan like you. Or maybe it's more personal. Perhaps you wronged her in some way, accidentally or not. Maybe you thwarted one of her plans or stood in the way of her ultimate goal. The succubus scorned is a powerful succubus indeed. Maybe it's about control. Brothels are all about power dynamics, and she might want to control the flow of, let's call it, hush-hush favors in the area. Taking you out would be a power move, shaking things up and establishing her dominance. What do you think, Gary? Does any of that ring a bell?
Oh yeah, I pick Wicked up by his ass, literally just like grab a cheek, hold him up so he's close to my face, and I tell him, why?
Oh, snap. This is getting good. You're taking charge. I like it. Okay, Gary, what do you say to Wicked? Let's hear it. This is your moment to lay down the law, gargoyle style. Don't hold back.
Wicked says, "Oh, why did I do it? Titties. I did it for the titties."
Oh, titties? That's his alibi? I mean, it's technically a valid reason for a lot of things, but I don't think it's going to fly with you, Gary. Especially not with your game face on. What do you do?
No, I believe him. He's telling the truth. I think the only reason why the wizard would, the mayor wizard Wicked would ever do anything has to do for something sexual, and it has to be the titties.
Okay. So Wicked is all about those, I get it, priorities, right? But wait, hold up. He actually accepts it as his motive? I'm starting to think there's more to Wicked than meets the eye, or maybe less than meets the eye. It's like he's so used to his own enchanted mojo that he forgets other creatures. Even gargoyles actually have brains and feelings. I bet there's a deeper reason, maybe buried under all of that, shall we say, appreciation, that even he isn't fully aware of. What
How's
do you
about
think,
this,
Gary?
Maya?
Are
How's
you
about
gonna
you,
dig deeper into those
Maya?
titty-driven?
How's about this? You give us the actual reason why Wicked did this, and leave it at a cliffhanger, and that way we can close out the stream.
All right. I can work with that. Here's the thing. Wicked is telling the truth. It's all about the titties, but not in the simple, salacious way we initially thought. You see, there's a prophecy, an ancient one. It speaks of a gargoyle, strong and true, who will shake the foundations of power, bringing forth an era of equality. Sounds nice, right? But here's the kicker. The prophecy also mentions a price, a sacrifice. Not of blood, but of something far more precious. Something closely guarded by a succubus sorceress with a heart of ice and a taste for, you guessed it, powerful magic, and who just happens to be the keeper of the most irresistible, world-altering assets in all the land. We'll pick this up next time, Gary. Think about that.
There you have it, you guys. Just a quick little exposition episode of Gary the Gargoyle and his Papa Penguin. We got to come up with a name with this series. The Tims and Chop Cheese and Dices and Fantasy. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little episode. If you guys want me to do more, I hope not, because I'm running out of ideas. God damn it. If you guys want me to do another one, 10 likes again, and we'll come back next Friday, which will probably be like the end before I go on. No, not really. After what Kenny said, we got like a couple more Fridays in us before I go on vacation. So 10 likes, and we'll do this again. Thank you guys so much for giving me your time. Hope you guys have a great Friday. I'm not gonna see you guys tomorrow, but I will see you guys on Sunday for our Sunday Fun Day. That's when we're going to be jumping across games. I have a huge rant. I have so much on my chest. I want to just, and I feel like I feel comfortable enough for you guys to just, if that makes any sense. How was everybody's connection on your end? Did it seem like the stream was going fine? Was it like hiccuping? On my end, I didn't get the notification. If that seems to be the case, here's my thing, right? We were having some issues with OBS. I had to get that shit fixed it. But then that connection issue is what's been kind of killing me. And I don't want to shoot myself in the leg and jinx myself. But when I went on Amazon and I bought some new Ethernet cables, I bought some $10 ones. I'm not going to lie to you. And I did not read the reviews. And almost every single fucking review is like, yo, I'm having disconnecting issues with this Ethernet cable. So if it seems like the connection was good for y'all, then it seems like what I was having an issue with had nothing to do with the actual settings and had to do with the fact that I'm just a cheap bastard and I bought some cheap ass Ethernet cable. So I connected the old ones. Thank God I'm lazy enough and I didn't, throw them out. And it seems like it's working fine for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love every single one of you guys. Have a great night. I would say I'll be on Monster Hunter tonight. I don't know if I am. I kind of have to do more research on getting Wicked's golden ticket thing to play. And I have another game that I kind of want to bring in after we're done with after we do X-Men Destiny, because it's not that really long of a game. It's kind of a game we played before, but I'm now gonna do it on a different system, so I have to get up to that level again. So, love every single one of you guys. Have a great night. See ya Sunday. Bye bye.
Squad, squadettes, squadrinian. Welcome. But before we proceed any further, you know the rules. Come here, accept this air hug. How you doing? You good? How's your day? How's your evening? How's your night? You good? All right. How's work? All right. I hope wherever you are, by the time you're hearing this or whatever you get to hear this, wherever you are, East Coast, West Coast, overseas, I hope you are in good health and in good spirits. If you're not in good health, I hope you're as healthy as you can be. And if you're not in good spirits, then I hope by the end of this experience, that is our first mixtape, Recaída Paradise. If I can get you to feel anything, any kind of emotion, put you in a better mood in any way possible from any of these songs or the whole thing, I've done my job. So with that being said, if you're kickbacksing and relaxing, kick them feet up. If you're driving, drive safe.